Okay, this is my first attempt at trying to do a little commentary on a video. Uh, One of the things I wanted to kind of show everybody is how incredibly good this game looks. Uh, if you stop and take notice, you'll see like the photo frames where the paintings are at and stuff have a lot of reflection and stuff to them. Not something you see too often. Usually, they're just textures or color textures and stuff. And with the new generation of game consoles, it sure does add a lot of realism to it. Ready at Dawn is are the ones that actually make this game, and this game is really it's quite a feat to behold, especially considering where Ready at Dawn comes from. They're previously known for their God of War titles that they released on the PSP, and with that particular type of game jumping all the way into a full-fledged next-gen console game, it's quite a feat in and of itself. Now, this is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, so it's not going to be on the Xbox One or the Wii U. Don't know about PC. I seriously doubt that if they want to maintain their console exclusivity. One of the biggest complaints about this game. Oh, one thing I want to show you real quick is that gilding or that gold leaf up on the ceiling. That actually looks pretty good. And the transition from dark to light, like it is right here, that's something that most games are doing nowadays. But the previous generation games did a little bit. You see it more in a lot of the newer generation games, being that the processing power is a lot greater, and the new consoles can really handle that. Also, the way the cloth and stuff flows, that's pretty well done. The details was one of the things that I was really impressed by with regard to how the clothing itself looks. Most of the time, in previous generation games, the clothing itself was just basically a texture map that was laid over polygons. And not that it's much different now, but there's a higher level of detail, and it makes the actual cloth and the embroidery on the clothing, the stitching on the leather and stuff look really, really good. I was just kind of walking around here, taking a look at the different environments and textures in the environments. Pretty impressed by it. Um, from what I understand, the biggest complaint about this game so far has been the simple fact that it's too short. Some people are really complaining about the lack of multiplayer in the game. Not really one of the biggest uh, detractions from this game is the lack of multiplayer. I actually like campaign and story mode a lot more than multiplayer. Multiplayer just kind of seems like a cheap way, especially with today's games, a cheap way of trying to extend the life of a game, and then they kind of nickel and dime you with add-on maps and things like that. With this particular game, that was one of the things that the the critics was really rallying about is the fact that there is no multiplayer component. Although I do see that they could have done some multiplayer for this particular game, maybe in the form of say members of the Order hunting down werewolves, which is really what the nemesis in this game is. That and a few a few humans as well. Not haven't really gotten into the game, so I couldn't tell you the details and stuff. But that I could see as being a doable type of multiplayer thing, where you would take kind of like in the vein of Evolve, with Evolve being the big bad, there being a big bad alien and a group of people hunting them down. Something in that vein would have worked really good for this, or simply co-oping to try to exterminate werewolves and stuff. But not something I'm really disappointed about. It if anything, I'd probably just tool around with it. I wouldn't actually go into the gameplay. As you can see, characters in this world kind of acting on their own, which is a real big thing nowadays, with characters going off and non-player characters or NPCs really doing their own thing. This is one thing that I've noticed was the buckles on this gauntlet that he has on are actually they actually look like buckles. They don't look like just a texture map, and the reflections on this liquor flask or whatever you want to call it. That's pretty good. Then the leather actually looks like leather on his gloves. So it's just little things that I thought were really neat, and I really wanted to point out. Still getting to the gameplay.